Alright, so I keep reading the comments from the cop who stopped and told me my picnic table wasn't my home video, and there's a lot of them. Alright, there's a lot of new subscribers. I'll just say welcome. I really don't have a lot of content on this channel. I'm amazed that it has overpassed the subscribers compared to my other channel. Yeah, I'm a filthy bum. So I don't really like making videos for this cop channel. It's spontaneous. It's situations that are spontaneous in my travels. My travel channel, I've got videos for the next 2 weeks scheduled, just pumping them out 15 minutes, 20 minutes at a each day at a time. But this cop channel, everything's spontaneous. I'm in I'm in not instigating. I'm just starting to stop at police stations to ask if I have any warrants on me. That's something I'm initiating. That's what I'm initiating, because I don't want them to stop at my car and say, "Oh, we got a warrant," because they're gonna tow my car if I have a warrant. So I need to take some initiative, and whenever I get to a new city, just stop and ask if I have any warrants, because you can get a warrant without having a direct police interaction. I mean, that lady in Pullman, Washington, she can't. What does she know about me getting warrants? Have you had any contact with police officers? I don't think you need contact directly with police officers to get a warrant. So anyway, to get back to the theme of this video, people keep saying that I could have a medical condition, that it's good the cops check on me for that. Well, let me just put a counter argument to that, and just ask, what on the policeman's belt is there to save your life? The only thing that would be there is a radio, but that's no immediate relief. You got to wait on the ambulance or the fire truck. So this cop had questions that were completely unrelated to a medical condition. So that's what leads me to ask the question, should the cops get more medical training? And I believe there are some stations that are more medically trained than others, because you have safety buildings. These combination of fire department and police stations in one building, and they combine it in with their policies and however they structure it. It's interesting. It'd be interesting to learn. They create safety buildings, unlike police stations in Coke Hill, Oregon, for example, who have their city hall inside their police station. The only way you can contact anybody from city hall is you have to go through a police station. They're the Coke Hill police station desk sergeant. Okay, they're completely out of touch with safety issues, and definitely more in tune with writing you tickets. If you got a city hall inside the police station, there's a big problem with the structure of that government. All right, and nobody seems to be questioning it. These Coke Hill cops are getting a lot of support. They voted in the bootlicking judge, so for the Coos County area, covering the whole area for tickets and stuff. Whatever. I'm out of that area. I don't really want to think about those guys. If that's the structure they choose, I mean, it's different, it's unique, and it serves a different purpose. All right, every culture is different, and some priorities are more important to the local people, to everybody in that area. Some things are just more important than others. Safety isn't as important for this timber town with class in Coke Hill, Oregon. The timber industry, which is one of the most dangerous professions you could get into. It's like a war zone in the forest with these lumberjacks and the various things that they do. And a lot of the danger is working on very steep hillsides, so it's not a big issue to those people. So cops, if they're going to be walking up to like people who, like for me example, laying on a picnic table, laying down, just look listless in a lot of ways, then approach with a good medical training for the situation. I'm sure the cops know CPR. That's probably a requirement, but maybe coordinate, get in touch with the safety, get in touch with the ambulance, get in touch with the fire department. Fire department seems to be working a lot of the ambulance duties with transporting people. I think fire department even has trucks for maybe transporting people away instead of relying on the ambulance. There's a lot that the fire department is doing that's blending in with ambulance services. That for some cities, the ambulances are changing their structure too, by not just only having cars parked at the hospital. They also, in some cities you'll see ambulances have a garage in another part of the city from the hospital, and then just have people manning that in case there's a call, which is interesting. The fire department is performing those similar duties too. And if the police could work with the fire department and coordinate, like learn from them, you want to interlearn there, do the inter-training, and become better at your job, especially if you're going to be checking on people's welfare and stuff. Ask the right questions, not making stupid statements. Oh, your shoes are off, your eyes are closed. Maybe, I don't know how the training goes for the ambulances or for even the fire department. They would maybe ask, how's your breathing or whatever, just look and make observations. You don't have to ask any questions. How do you check a sleeping dog? How do you check a sleeping bear? You make observations. You don't have to ask them anything. What if it's a deaf mute? Or if the person is not responding, then you need to make observations. Child, what about a kid? A kid can't explain their health problems. You have to make the observations. And that takes training. That's something that the cops, if they're going to be doing these welfare checks in the parks, and I applaud it. I'm all for it. Do it. I don't want to discourage any of that kind of police activity, but get the training, get the proper training for that. So that's partly what made my interaction with the cop look so bad. And I say that it's buoyant. Our interaction and our attitudes, I consider it buoyant. I react to the other person's attitude a lot, and so if I get attitude from them, I give attitude back, and I consider that a buoyant type of interchange of attitudes. So it's going to look bad for me a lot. Good cops make me look good, bad cops make me look bad. It's just either we're fighting or we're discussing something. But reading Rudy Giuliani's book on leadership, he talks about the controversy between fire department and police. And that happens. That's partly why you don't have a safety building in every city, because there's rivalries between the fire department and the police on jurisdictions and cordon areas, and who's allowed within these areas. That's what was going on with the World Trade Center. The fire department felt they should have been allowed more access to look for their own brethren after the buildings came falling down, and the cops had to kick out the firemen. I think they might have had to arrest some firemen for because there's a crime scene, and they had to do investigation, and they couldn't have people piecing through the wreckage looking for other bodies. All right, it just had to. There's a overlap of jurisdictions there. So there's going to be that problem, and so then yeah, there's going to be a lack of training with the safety and all that. So it's all a difficult balance on how to conduct it. But I really it's hard for me to trust police who are so closely say in such close quarters with City Hall, because that to me makes it look like they're more about writing tickets and making the city money through penalties than actually being a safety unit and keeping things safe. So so in conclusion, the training is a big issue, and I don't feel that Storm was in my video was properly trained for medical. So I'd conclude that he needs more training in regard to health, looking for heroin overdoses, which it seems to be a popular issue with the people in the comment section. I could have been strung out on heroin. So I guess if that really is a big, either it's a big concern in people's minds, or statistically it's a big concern. If that really is a big concern statistically, then get the training to look for the signs on health issues with that. Look for needles laying around. Instead of my shoes being off, look for needles laying around. Look for shallow breathing. There's a lot of other signs to consider rather than what this cop focused on, and that would make for a better, a smoother interaction or whatever. And I'll leave it at that.